What if everything you've been doing in the morning is the reason you're already stressed before your day even starts? What if you could change that and transform your mornings into a foundation for calm and success? Let me show you how. How you start your morning sets the tone for your whole day. But so many of us rush through it distracted, barely awake, thinking about what's next. What if instead of chaos, your mornings could be your time for peace and control? Today, let's talk about how the right morning routine can help you stay calm and resilient throughout the day. It's not just about what you do, it's about how you do it. You'll feel the difference. Now let's face it, mornings today are chaotic. We wake up already feeling behind. Phones in hand, scrolling through notifications, emails, and messages, the noise is overwhelming. Then we rush through getting ready, trying to meet the clock, get the kids off to school, brew coffee, and get to work. There's no time to breathe, let alone reflect. The real problem is this: when your day starts in chaos, it continues that way. We react to life instead of preparing for it. This overwhelms us. We lose focus and peace, and we feel behind all day. It's exhausting and unsustainable. The key to transforming this is realizing that your morning routine is the foundation of everything. Your mindset, attitude, and approach to the day are set in those first moments. If you're rushing around, stressed and distracted, that's how your day will unfold. But when you take control of your morning, you set yourself up for success. So what's the ideal way to begin? The secret is simplicity. Let's strip it down to a few powerful principles. Wake up with intention, not reaction. Let's start with the basics. How do you wake up in the morning? You jump out of bed the second your alarm goes off, scrambling for your phone and already thinking about what you need to do today? Or do you give yourself a moment to simply be? This difference, subtle as it may seem, can change everything about how your day unfolds. You see, most people wake up reacting to the world. The alarm goes off and the race begins. We immediately check our phones, scroll through emails, catch up on messages, and dive straight into the demands of the world. But let me ask you, have you ever stopped to wonder, why does it have to be this way? When you wake up in reaction mode, you're already letting the world dictate your pace. You're allowing emails, messages, and notifications to shape your day before you've even had a chance to decide how you want to show up. And this is not living with intention. It's like starting a race before you even know where the finish line is. You're reacting to external forces instead of setting the course for yourself. Imagine this for a moment. You wake up, but instead of rushing to check your phone or jumping into your day's tasks, you take a few moments to simply pause. You take a deep breath, and as you exhale, you allow your mind to wake up slowly, naturally. You don't rush to fill your head with to-do lists, deadlines, or demands. Instead, you give yourself the gift of a peaceful start. This is the power of intention. The power of starting with stillness. Now, you might be wondering, what's the big deal with a few minutes of stillness? How can that possibly change anything? Well, let me tell you, it's everything. We often think that the more we rush to start our day, the more we'll accomplish. But this couldn't be further from the truth. When you begin your day in reaction mode, rushing from one task to the next without a moment to yourself, you create a cycle of stress and overwhelm. You end up chasing the clock instead of living with it. But when you wake up with intention, you're setting the tone for your entire day. You're saying, I am in control here. You're not letting the demands of the world dictate your pace. Instead, you're choosing to start with a moment of calm. And from that calm, everything else becomes clearer. Decisions become easier, tasks become more manageable, and you feel more in control of how your day unfolds. This is the magic of waking up with intention. A moment to breathe, a moment to reflect. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine waking up in the morning, and instead of immediately diving into the chaos of your day, you pause. You close your eyes for just a few seconds and take a slow, deep breath. Inhale. Hold it for a moment. Exhale. Let go of the tension, the rush, the pressure. Just breathe. It might sound simple, but it's a game changer. This small act of pausing to breathe and reset helps to create a space between the world and your mind, a space where you can decide how to respond instead of just reacting. During that pause, you don't have to do anything extravagant. You don't need to meditate for hours or recite affirmations. Just take a moment to reflect. Reflect on the fact that you are alive, that you have another day ahead of you. Reflect on what you're grateful for, even if it's something as simple as the opportunity to start fresh. It's this reflection that builds intention. You see, life doesn't have to be a frantic race from one thing to the next. When you wake up and set your day with intention, you create a peaceful moment before the world starts pushing you. And in that moment, you find clarity, building resilience with a calm start. When you wake up with intention, you're building mental resilience. Why? Because you're setting the tone for how you will respond to challenges throughout the day. The moment you step out of bed, the world starts coming at you. There are emails to read, tasks to do, calls to make, problems to solve. But when you start from a place of calm, you are mentally prepared to face all of this with clarity. If you wake up reacting to the world, you're already behind the curve. Your mind is scrambled, your emotions are stirred, and you're not prepared to handle the pressures of the day. But if you wake up with intention, even the challenges that come your way will feel more manageable. You're building your ability to respond, not just react. You're strengthening your ability to focus on the present moment, not get lost in what's coming next. The shift from reaction to intention. There's a big difference between living reactively and living intentionally. When you live reactively, your life is driven by external forces. You're constantly jumping from one task to the next without any clear direction. You're in survival mode, just trying to keep up, but when you live with intention, you're the one who decides where your focus goes. You set the course for your day, and you move through life with a sense of purpose. Now, I know it can be hard to break out of the cycle of reacting to everything that comes your way. Life is fast, and there's always something to do. But it's in those moments of pause that you gain the power to reset your day. Here's the truth: when you give yourself a moment in the morning to pause and breathe, you're not just giving your body and mind a chance to wake up. You're giving yourself permission to approach your day with a clear head. You're building your ability to stay grounded and centered, no matter what the day throws at you. How this affects the rest of your day. The beauty of starting your day with intention is that it ripples throughout everything else you do. When you begin from a place of calm, you move through your tasks more thoughtfully. You handle problems with more clarity. You engage with others with more patience. The difference is remarkable. Imagine you're faced with a difficult decision later in the day. If you've already started your morning with intention, you're more likely to respond to that challenge thoughtfully and strategically. Your mind will be clear, your emotions in check, and you'll be able to make better decisions. You won't be swept away by the chaos of the moment. You'll be in control. This is what happens when you start your morning with intention. Not only does it set the tone for your day, but it also builds your ability to handle life with more grace and resilience. Start small, but start today. I know this might feel like a lot to take in, especially if you're used to starting your day in a rush, but the key is to start small. You don't need to overhaul your entire morning routine tomorrow. Just start with a simple step. Take a moment to pause. Take a deep breath. Reflect for just a few seconds. This small change will begin to have a profound impact on your mindset and your ability to respond to the day ahead. So tomorrow morning, try this when you wake up. Don't grab your phone. Don't immediately start thinking about all the things you have to do. Just breathe, pause, reflect. And when you do that, you'll be amazed at how much control you gain over the rest of your day. You might just find that by waking up with intention, you not only change your mornings, but your life. Create space for reflection. How often do you wake up in the morning and just rush into your day? You open your eyes, jump out of bed, and suddenly it feels like you're in a race. You grab your phone, start scrolling through emails, and before you know it, you're already knee-deep in the day's to-do list. It's like you're chasing time before the day even really begins. But let me ask you, when was the last time you took a moment just to reflect on what truly matters before diving into the chaos? Here's the thing: the morning isn't just another time slot on your calendar. It's an opportunity to start fresh, to recalibrate, to create space in your mind for the things that truly matter. And the beauty of this is that you don't need to carve out hours to reflect. You don't need some grand ritual. You just need to make space for yourself, space for your thoughts, and space to focus on what you want to achieve. Why reflection matters. Let's break this down. When we wake up, our minds are like blank slates. The world hasn't started piling things on us yet. There's a kind of stillness and quiet in those first few minutes that you won't find anywhere else during the day. It's the perfect time to create a foundation for the rest of your day. Yet so many of us rush right through it, not realizing that by doing so, we're missing a key opportunity. Taking a moment to reflect in the morning allows you to set the tone for how you want to feel, what you want to accomplish, and how you want to move through your day. It's like planting seeds for your mindset. When you reflect, you get clear on your intentions, and that clarity leads to better decisions, less stress, and a sense of purpose as you go about your day. Without reflection, we often move through life on autopilot, responding to whatever life throws at us. The day just happens to us. But when we make space to reflect, we take charge. We decide how to show up, how to respond to challenges, and how to spend our time. What reflection can do for you. So what exactly does reflection give you? It gives you direction. It gives you the ability to choose your attitude. It allows you to be proactive rather than reactive. And the best part, it doesn't have to take a lot of time. A few minutes is all you need. That's right, just 5 minutes. A quick pause before you dive into the day. Let's imagine this: you wake up in the morning, and instead of jumping right into your email or social media, you take a seat somewhere quiet, maybe by the window, maybe on the edge of your bed, and you sit still for a moment. You close your eyes, take a deep breath, and then you ask yourself, what matters most to me today? The power of this question is that it brings your focus back to what truly counts. We all have so many things pulling us in different directions, so many distractions, but this one simple question, what matters most, helps cut through the noise. It brings your focus back to the present moment, and it anchors you in the here and now. How to reflect. You don't need some elaborate routine to create space for reflection. You just need to make it a habit. It can be as simple as sitting for 5 minutes in silence. Ask yourself a few key questions. What are my goals for today? How do I want to feel by the end of the day? What do I need to focus on to make today a success? How can I stay calm and centered no matter what comes my way? You might not have all the answers right away, but just by asking these questions, you begin to set an intention for the day. You shift from reacting to the world to being intentional about your responses. Reflection helps you clear away the mental clutter so you can approach the day with clarity and purpose. Now, I know it can be hard to find time to reflect in the morning, especially if you're the type of person who's always running late. But even if it's just 5 minutes, it can make a world of difference. 5 minutes isn't much, think about it. That's the time it takes to brush your teeth, make a cup of coffee, or scroll through a few emails. But those 5 minutes spent reflecting on what matters most. They could be the difference between feeling rushed and stressed or feeling in control and clear-headed. The benefits of creating space for reflection. When you make space for reflection in the morning, you're not just planning for the day. You're also giving your mind the chance to catch up with itself. Too often we wake up and immediately start rushing around. Our minds are filled with random thoughts, anxieties, and worries, but we don't take the time to process them. This is why we feel scattered, overwhelmed, and reactive. When you reflect, you give your mind a chance to slow down. You give yourself the space to organize your thoughts, to release unnecessary tension, and to align your intentions for the day ahead. This creates mental clarity and emotional balance, making it easier to handle whatever life throws your way. And the benefits of this go beyond just one morning. The more you create space for reflection, the more you start to see the big picture. You begin to notice patterns in your thoughts, in your emotions, and in your behaviors. You become more self-aware. And that self-awareness leads to personal growth. You start to understand what works for you, what doesn't, and how you can continue moving forward with intention and purpose. Reflection leads to better decisions. One of the most important benefits of morning reflection is that it helps you make better decisions throughout the day. How many times have you reacted to a situation without thinking it through? We all do it. But when you make time to reflect, you get clear on what you really want, what you truly value, and what your goals are. With that clarity, decisions become much easier. Instead of reacting impulsively, you can pause, reflect, and then respond thoughtfully. Think about it. How many times have you made a decision when you were in a rush, only to regret it later? But when you take that moment in the morning to reflect, you give yourself the space to make decisions from a place of calm and clarity. The power of a small pause. You don't have to carve out an hour in the morning to reflect. Just a small pause is enough. Think of it like hitting the reset button. In that small pause, you're giving yourself permission to slow down, gather your thoughts, and focus on what's most important. Even if your mornings are busy, you can still create space for reflection. Maybe it's while you're having your first cup of coffee. Maybe it's while you're waiting for the shower to heat up. Maybe it's just while you're tying your shoes before you walk out the door. It doesn't matter when or where. It's about taking that moment to check in with yourself, to set an intention, and to reflect on what truly matters. Well, start small, start today. Here's the thing, it's easy to think, I'll start reflecting tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. The key is to start today, right now. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to create space for reflection. The best time to start is always now. So tomorrow morning, try it. Wake up and instead of rushing through your day, take a few minutes to sit quietly. Ask yourself the questions that matter. Reflect on your goals, your feelings, and what you want to achieve. Then set your intention. Even just 5 minutes will make a world of difference. When you create space for reflection, you're not just preparing for the day ahead. You're setting yourself up for long-term success. You're building a habit that will make you more focused, more intentional, and more in control of your life. It all starts with those small moments of reflection in the morning. The morning is your opportunity to reset, to recalibrate, and to choose how you want to show up. Don't miss it. Cultivate gratitude. What happens when you wake up in the morning? Do you start the day thinking about all the things you have to do, or do you get immediately overwhelmed by what's missing in your life? It's easy to fall into the trap of focusing on what's not going right, what's still out of reach, and what feels like it's lacking. But what if I told you that one simple shift could transform the way you experience each and every day? That shift is gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a buzzword you hear about, it's a powerful, life-changing tool. Studies have proven that when you begin your day thinking about what you're grateful for, your mindset starts to change. And that change isn't just a little shift, it's a shift that can carry you through your entire day with a more positive, calm, and resilient attitude. It all starts the moment you wake up. The power of gratitude. Think about this: when you wake up in the morning, your mind is like a sponge ready to soak up whatever thoughts and feelings you choose to feed it. If the first thing you do is think about everything that's wrong or focus on the stresses of the day, you're starting the day with a negative lens. But when you consciously shift your focus to gratitude, your mindset changes completely. You begin to look at the world through the lens of abundance, not scarcity. The power of gratitude lies in the fact that it can shift your mental state. It moves you from a place of lack to a place of abundance. It's as if the world opens up, and suddenly you see all the good that you might have missed before. By focusing on what you already have, you train your brain to see the positive aspects of your life. This simple shift can change your outlook on everything that comes next in your day. It's easy to think that gratitude is something that only works for certain people, or that it only applies to the big things in life. But that's not true. Gratitude can be practiced for both the small and the big things. It can be as simple as being grateful for your health, your home, or even just the fact that you woke up to see another day. The key is to make gratitude a consistent part of your routine. The impact of gratitude on your life. Gratitude does something remarkable. It rewires your brain. It trains you to notice what's good, to focus on what's working, and to celebrate the things that bring you joy. Instead of focusing on what's missing or what you lack, gratitude helps you shift your energy toward appreciation for the abundance you already have. It turns your focus from a mindset of scarcity to one of plenty. This shift has far-reaching effects. When you cultivate gratitude, you build emotional resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, but when you're in a state of gratitude, you become more capable of handling challenges. Why? Because gratitude gives you the perspective to look at problems not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to grow. Challenges don't seem so daunting when you're grounded in the good things in your life. When you start your day with gratitude, you set a tone for everything that follows. Your interactions with others become more positive. You're more likely to be patient, understanding, and kind because you're coming from a place of abundance. Your work takes on a new sense of purpose because you're able to appreciate the opportunity to contribute. Gratitude, in essence, helps you see your life as a gift rather than a burden. The practice of gratitude. So how do you start practicing gratitude in your morning routine? It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to write down long lists of things you're grateful for each day, though that's an option. And it's powerful if you choose to do it. The key is to make it a habit. Start small and simple. The first thing you can do when you wake up is take a deep breath and pause for a moment. Before you even get out of bed, ask yourself, what am I grateful for today? You might be surprised by how many things come to mind. It could be something as simple as the warmth of your blanket or the comfort of your bed. It could be the love of your family or the ability to pursue your goals. It could be as broad as being thankful for life itself or as specific as appreciating a recent accomplishment. Gratitude doesn't need to be a lengthy exercise. Even just a few moments spent reflecting on the positive aspects of your life can set the tone for your entire day. When you begin your day with gratitude, it shifts your energy and perspective, creating a ripple effect throughout the rest of the day. Gratitude and resilience. One of the most powerful impacts of gratitude is its ability to build resilience. Life will always throw challenges your way. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of frustration, but when you practice gratitude, you develop a strong emotional foundation. You're better equipped to handle tough times because you've trained yourself to focus on the positives no matter what's happening around you. Gratitude helps you build mental and emotional strength. Instead of dwelling on the negative, you begin to see every setback as a chance to grow. Challenges become part of the process, not something to fear. When you face difficulties from a place of gratitude, you approach them with a mindset of learning and resilience rather than defeat or stress. Gratitude in action. To truly integrate gratitude into your morning routine, make it an ongoing practice. It's not just about a few moments in the morning, it's about cultivating an attitude of gratitude throughout your day. Once you've practiced gratitude first thing in the morning, carry that energy with you. For example, when you're faced with a tough decision or a challenging situation during the day, take a moment to pause and reflect on what you're grateful for. When you find yourself stressing out over something, remind yourself of the good things that are happening. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means acknowledging the positive and choosing to focus on it, even in the face of adversity. The more you practice gratitude, the more it becomes a natural part of your mindset. Over time, it becomes second nature to look for the positive, to appreciate the little things, and to stay grounded in the good that's already in your life. The long-term benefits of gratitude. The impact of gratitude is not limited to just one day. When you make it a habit, the effects compound over time. You'll begin to notice that your general outlook on life becomes more positive, that your relationships improve, and that you approach challenges with a new sense of confidence and strength. It's a long-term investment in your happiness and mental well-being. The more you practice gratitude, the more you train your mind to focus on the positive, to appreciate the present moment, and to find peace in the midst of life's chaos. In the end, gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you have for living a fulfilling and resilient life. Move your body. We all know that exercise is important. It's been drilled into us from a young age that we need to take care of our bodies. But what if I told you that moving your body isn't just about staying healthy physically, it's also about setting the tone for your entire day? Physical movement in the morning has benefits that go far beyond the physical. When you move your body, you wake up not just your muscles, but your mind as well. And that can make all the difference. Why movement matters. The importance of moving your body first thing in the morning cannot be overstated. When you wake up, your body and mind are often sluggish, still adjusting to being awake. Physical movement acts like a switch that turns on your energy and prepares you for the day. Whether it's a quick stretch, a walk, or a full workout, moving your body stimulates circulation, gets your heart pumping, and releases those feel-good endorphins. This physical activity has a direct impact on how you feel for the rest of the day. But the benefits of movement go beyond just boosting your energy. Moving your body also helps reduce stress, improve focus, and clear mental fog. When you're physically active, you're better able to handle whatever challenges come your way because you're starting the day with a sense of control, clarity, and energy. You're not just reacting to the day, you're prepared for it. Starting the day with movement. When you wake up, the first thing you probably feel is that sluggishness. Maybe your body is stiff, your mind is foggy, and you're not quite ready to dive into the tasks ahead. This is where movement can make all the difference. It doesn't have to be a hardcore workout, just something to get your body moving. For some people, a simple stretch is enough to wake them up. For others, a brisk walk or a quick jog around the block is the perfect way to start the day. It doesn't matter what form of movement you choose. What matters is that you get your blood flowing and you start your day with physical activity. When you engage in morning movement, you're setting the stage for everything that follows. The physical act of moving helps you feel more awake, more alert, and more focused. Your body becomes energized and your mind follows suit. You're ready to face whatever the day brings because you've started it with energy, intention, and focus. Movement and mental clarity. One of the most important benefits of moving your body in the morning is mental clarity. Physical activity stimulates your brain, clears the mental fog, and helps you focus. It's easy to wake up and feel like your mind is cluttered with thoughts, worries, and distractions. But when you move your body, your mind clears up. You become sharper, more focused, and more mentally prepared to take on the day's challenges. The more you move in the morning, the better your mental clarity will be throughout the day. Movement helps you stay sharp, focused, and productive. Instead of feeling sluggish or distracted, you'll feel mentally alert, able to make better decisions, and more in control of your day. Long-term benefits of morning movement. Moving your body in the morning doesn't just benefit you in the short term, it's a long-term investment in your health and well-being. Regular morning exercise helps you build strength, improve your cardiovascular health, and increase your energy levels over time. But it also helps you develop discipline. By committing to morning movement, you're building a routine that sets you up for success each day. It becomes a habit that not only improves your physical health, but also shapes the way you approach life. In the end, the act of moving your body in the morning is more than just a physical necessity, it's a mental and emotional reset. It prepares you for whatever the day brings, ensuring that you show up as your best self, both physically and mentally. Set priorities, not a never-ending to-do list. There's something almost universal about the feeling of waking up and being immediately overwhelmed by a long list of things that need to get done. It's a pattern many of us fall into without realizing it. We start the day by checking off tasks from an endless to-do list, thinking that the more we do, the more productive we're being. But let's be real for a second, that endless to-do list doesn't bring clarity, it brings stress. It doesn't build momentum, it drains energy. And before you know it, you're running around trying to juggle too many things at once, only to find that at the end of the day, you've only scratched the surface. Now, I want you to picture something different for a moment. What if, instead of focusing on everything that needs to be done, you focused on just a few things? What if you could walk into your day with clarity, purpose, and direction, knowing exactly what the most important tasks are, and more importantly, what will have the most impact on your goals? That's the power of setting priorities, not just writing down a never-ending to-do list. The trap of the to-do list. Let's talk about the to-do list for a second. It's something we all know well, right? You wake up, grab your phone or notebook, and start writing down everything that needs to get done. You jot down a list of tasks, big and small, without thinking too much about it. But here's the catch: by the time you finish writing it, that list is overwhelming. It's filled with things that need attention, things that might not even matter in the grand scheme of things, and things that don't necessarily help you move forward. If you're honest with yourself, you'll admit that there's a little bit of a false sense of productivity in a to-do list. You might cross off a couple of things, feel a little better about it, but when you look at the list again, it feels like there's just as much left to do as when you started. The problem isn't necessarily with the list, it's with the mindset behind it. The list can become a trap. It makes you feel like you're doing something, but it can leave you feeling scattered, unfocused, and ultimately unaccomplished. When you treat your to-do list like a measure of success, you're setting yourself up for frustration. The power of priorities. Now let's shift gears for a second. Imagine you took a different approach. What if instead of focusing on everything you need to do, you focused on the things that truly matter? What if you picked just a few key tasks, the ones that are the most important and will truly move the needle in your life? This is the power of setting priorities. Priorities give you direction. They cut through the noise of everything that's demanding your attention and allow you to focus on the things that are aligned with your goals. The difference between a to-do list and priorities is that priorities have a purpose. They reflect what's truly important, not just what feels urgent in the moment. When you set priorities, you give yourself permission to let go of everything that doesn't matter right now. You stop letting distractions pull you away from what you should be focusing on. Instead of trying to do everything, you start doing what's most important. You identify the tasks that will make the biggest impact on your life, and you give them your best attention. The 3 most important tasks. So how do you start setting priorities? One of the most effective ways to do this is by narrowing your focus to just 3 key tasks. I want you to think about this for a second. What are the top 3 things you absolutely need to accomplish today? Not everything on your to-do list, but the 3 things that, if you do them, will move you closer to your goals. What are the tasks that are going to make the most difference in the long run? By focusing on just 3 priorities, you create a sense of clarity and urgency. Your day isn't cluttered with tasks that aren't aligned with your larger goals. Instead, you've identified the most important actions that will have the biggest impact. When you do this, you give yourself a better shot at completing those tasks with the time, energy, and focus they deserve. Here's the beauty of it. When you focus on your priorities, you start to see progress. You get to the end of the day and look back and think, I moved forward today. I made progress. I'm closer to where I want to be. That's the feeling of productivity that actually counts. It's not about checking off a long list of things that didn't really matter. It's about accomplishing what truly matters. Quality over quantity. When you set priorities, you also begin to understand the value of quality over quantity. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that more is better. We think that if we do more, we're being more productive. But the truth is, doing more doesn't always mean you're moving forward. In fact, sometimes doing less but with more intention can be much more effective. Let's be honest, not everything on your to-do list is equally important. Some tasks are essential to your growth, your business, your well-being, or your relationships, while others are just filler. By setting priorities, you start to separate the essential from the non-essential. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter, and you give your best energy to the things that will truly move you forward. The discipline of focus. Setting priorities requires discipline. It's easy to get distracted by the noise of the day, the emails, the phone calls, the messages, the endless requests. But when you choose to focus on just a few important tasks, you build the discipline to say no to distractions. This isn't always easy, but it's incredibly effective. The discipline of focus is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. It allows you to give your attention to what truly matters. It helps you avoid the temptation to check your phone, respond to every message, or dive into tasks that don't contribute to your bigger goals. When you practice focus, you develop a sense of control over your time and energy, which ultimately makes you more productive. Setting priorities in action. Let's talk about how to set your priorities. The first step is simple. Take a step back and assess what's on your plate. What do you need to get done today? Look at your tasks and ask yourself, which of these will have the most significant impact on my goals? Which of these will move me forward, not just today, but in the long run? Once you've identified your top 3 tasks, make a plan for how you're going to tackle them. What's your first step? How will you break these tasks down into manageable actions? When you create a plan for your priorities, you give yourself a roadmap for success. You know exactly what to focus on, and you can approach your tasks with confidence. The final piece of the puzzle is simple execution. Once you've set your priorities, don't waste time. Dive into them with focus and intention. Complete each one with your best effort, knowing that by doing so, you're making progress toward your bigger vision. The long-term effects of prioritization. Setting priorities doesn't just help you manage your day, it helps you manage your life. When you consistently focus on what matters, you create momentum. You start seeing results, which motivates you to keep going. Over time, you build a habit of prioritization that makes your goals more achievable. Your life becomes less about reacting to external demands and more about intentionally creating the future you want. Setting priorities also helps you make better decisions. When you know what's important, you start to say no to things that aren't aligned with your goals. You stop wasting time on distractions and start making conscious choices that move you closer to the life you want to create. This discipline of prioritization not only impacts your daily productivity, but also shapes your long-term success. In the end, setting priorities is the key to managing both your time and your energy. It's the way to cut through the noise, avoid feeling scattered, and make real progress toward your goals. When you focus on the few things that matter most, everything else falls into place. So next time you wake up and face that overwhelming to-do list, remember this focus on what matters. Prioritize what moves you forward, and watch how everything else begins to fall into place. Now let's bring it all together. Picture this, it's the morning, and instead of feeling rushed and overwhelmed, you wake up with a sense of purpose. You spend a few moments reflecting, grounding yourself in gratitude, and setting clear intentions for the day. You move your body and get your blood flowing, feeling your energy build up. You focus on your top priorities, not a mile-long to-do list. The day has started in peace and control and with clarity. The result? You feel more focused, more energized, and more resilient. You're ready to face whatever comes your way. Challenges that once felt daunting now seem more manageable because you've set the tone for the day. This doesn't mean that everything will be perfect, but it means that you are better prepared to handle whatever life throws at you. And the best part? You've created space for the peace and mental clarity you need to succeed. This is the power of an optimized morning routine. It's not about cramming your day with productivity, it's about starting from a place of calm, control, and intention. When you do that, everything else falls into place. So what's the takeaway? Your morning sets the stage for your entire day. How you choose to start, whether it's in chaos or with control, will determine how the rest of your day unfolds. By focusing on simple, intentional habits like waking up with purpose, reflecting, practicing gratitude, moving your body, and setting clear priorities, you'll create a foundation of peace and resilience that lasts all day long. It doesn't take much to make this shift. Just a little bit of time in the morning can completely change the way you experience the rest of your day. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. So start tomorrow with intention. Set your mind, set your priorities, and give yourself the calm you deserve.